Don Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. have been sharing some electrifying training footage, and fans can't stop buzzing about it. It's like watching two experts perfecting their craft, with the intensity practically jumping off the screen. Both fighters are pushing themselves hard, but Roach has been stealing the spotlight lately. With each new video he posts, it's clear how much quicker and more precise he's becoming, like he's unlocking a whole new level of skill every single day.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happened.
At first, people weren't giving Roach much of a chance against Tank. Let's be real, when you look at the stats, it's easy to understand why. Tank's perfect record, insane knockout power, and wealth of experience in big fights are hard to ignore. Meanwhile, Roach doesn't have many knockouts on his record, and some still remember his loss to Jamel Herring. But then came those training videos, and suddenly, the narrative began to change.
Ninth round.
What?
I say ninth round.
You said ninth?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look.
In one of the clips, Roach looks like he's on a mission. His footwork is lightning fast and smooth, but it's not just about speed. It's about how he positions himself, staying balanced and keeping his angles sharp. In another video, you see him landing combinations that are clean and precise, showing off his work on timing and accuracy. As for Von Davis, he's as dangerous as ever. His training videos are all about power and focus, with him hitting the pads with such force it's almost intimidating. Tank knows what's on the line, and he's making sure he's ready for whatever Roach brings. Watching him train reminds you exactly why he's one of the best in the game heading into that fight.
How do you see that playing out?
I see my brother walking out victorious. There's no doubt, not because it's my brother, but because I've seen him.
Then there's Oscar De La Hoya, who's been closely watching everything unfold, and his comments have only added fuel to the fire. At first, it seemed like De La Hoya was just offering Roach some encouragement, but now it feels like he genuinely believes in him. He's been saying things like "don't count Roach out" and calling him sneaky good. In one interview, De La Hoya praised Tank, calling him a beast and a tremendous fighter, but he also had high praise for Roach, saying, "He's sneaky, he can catch you off guard. He can land combinations at will, sometimes when you least expect it." That's a huge compliment, especially considering how dominant Tank has been in his career. It almost feels like De La Hoya is planting the seed that maybe, just maybe, Roach could pull off the upset.
Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting.
But De La Hoya didn't stop there. He went on to talk about what Roach needs to do to win, almost like he was handing him a game plan. He said Roach needs to fight smart, not let nerves or fear get in the way, and just enjoy the fight. He emphasized using angles, staying sneaky, and keeping Von guessing. If Roach can do that, he'll have a shot. Now, let's be honest, it's easier said than done. Tank is known for his ability to adapt and find a way to win no matter what. He's got that killer instinct and can end a fight with a single punch. De La Hoya knows this too, which is probably why he keeps stressing the importance of Roach staying unpredictable. He advised Roach to mix up his punches, not throwing everything with full force, keeping Tank on his toes and surprising him.
Family's from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you.
They gonna celebrate with me.
Don't bring them.
What's interesting is how much De La Hoya seems to be studying Tank. He even mentioned the one time Tank got buzzed in a fight when Ryan Garcia landed a huge left hook. If Roach can land a similar shot, he might just have a chance to knock him out. That's a bold statement, but it shows De La Hoya isn't just hyping Roach for the sake of it. He's genuinely thinking through how this fight could unfold. Of course, not everyone is buying into this narrative. There are still plenty of people who believe this fight is a mismatch, pointing to Roach's low knockout percentage and his past struggles as evidence that he doesn't stand a chance. But then you watch those training videos and you start to wonder, what if? What if Roach is leveling up in a way that changes everything?
Tank Davis, what do you need to do together with you and your team and obviously your son to score that victory?
We got a game plan. We're going to execute it, and we're going to get the
Move
results.
that head, bob and weave, bob and weave.
It's not just the fans who are paying attention. Tank and his team are definitely watching these training videos too. They're not the type to underestimate any opponent, especially one as hungry as Roach. Tank knows that every fighter he faces is coming for everything he's worked for, and he's not about to let that happen. If anything, these videos are probably pushing him to train even harder, and that's what makes this fight so intriguing. On one side, you've got Tank, the proven champion, the knockout artist, the guy who's been at the top for years. On the other side, you've got Roach, the underdog, the one who's been quietly putting in the work and showing signs of something special. It's a classic story, and it's the kind of matchup that keeps fans glued to their screens.
Of the Gervonta Davis Roach fight?
I think that, he's had a lot of criticism, but it's not a bad fight. Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability. But he can fight. I don't think it's a huge fight, but not a terrible.
The upcoming fight between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. is heating up, and Sean Porter's recent comments are making it clear that this could be a much closer battle than many expect. When Porter talks about Roach being familiar with Tank's rhythm, speed, and style, it really makes you stop and think. That kind of inside knowledge isn't something you can replicate in training. Roach has been in the same camps as Davis, sparred with him, and knows him on a level that most fighters never get the chance to. It's like playing chess against someone whose moves you've studied for years. You know what to expect, and that can change everything. Tank Davis is a powerhouse, no doubt about it. His record of 30 wins and 28 knockouts speaks for itself. But what Porter is hinting at is that Roach isn't walking into this fight blind. He's felt Davis's power before and knows the kind of speed and precision Tank brings into the ring. That familiarity could be Roach's secret weapon. Most fighters are caught off guard by Tank's explosive power and quickness the first time they face him. But Roach has been there. He's already experienced it. If he can weather those early punches, the fight could take a very different turn. It's also worth mentioning that Roach has been on an impressive run since his loss to Jamal Herring in 2019. He's racked up 6 consecutive wins, even becoming a world champion last year by defeating Hector Luis Garcia to claim the WBA junior lightweight title. Defending that title against a tough southpaw like Giovanni Santiago showed that Roach has grit and adaptability.